After you've cleaned your carburetor, cleaned your gas tank, put in a new plug, and if you can't seem to get the skip out of the motor, if it runs a little rough, it's just not balanced right, or you go to pull start your lawnmower and it pulls your arm back toward the engine, that's a timing problem. And if you're not familiar with what timing is on a small engine, that's when the valves are supposed to be where they are, the piston is supposed to be where it's supposed to be, in tune with the electrical, right when the spark is supposed to happen. And there's a built-in safety device, which is an aluminum key. You see that right there? And that sets your timing. Now, how can your timing get off? You may accidentally hit something in the yard, such as a stump or a brick, and the blade will stop real quick when it hit the impact. And the flywheel on top will just turn just a little bit. Now, if it just turns just a little bit, your timing is close, but that's what's making the engine run rough. If it goes way off, that'll usually stop the engine. It's real quick to fix though. The keyway is like 75 cents. So we're talking like 75 cents to fix your lawnmower. The first thing we do is disconnect the spark plug and ground the coil wire to the engine block. There are 3 bolts holding on the blower housing. Remove those and this will just lift right off. Next, what we'll do is pull back the brake. Hold it down with one of these little bungee cords. And what that'll do is remove the brake pad off of the flywheel. There's a 13/16 inch bolt holding on. Let's see here, reverse. Just remove that. Starter cup comes off. And the flywheel is pressed on to the crankshaft. If you can see right here, this is what I'm referring to. Can you see the groove in the crankshaft? And there's also a groove in the flywheel. They have to line up. That's a preset timing mark. And that's where this aluminum key will go in, just like that. Okay? And if the blade stops quickly, the flywheel can still spin just a little bit and either move just a little bit off mark or break completely. That's why it's made of a soft metal, and sometimes you have to replace that to get the timing back in sync. Very quick, very easy. This is just pressed on. So there's a special tool. It's a good tool. I just don't have one. I do it the redneck way. But there's a Briggs & Stratton flywheel puller, and it's simply enough, just screws into these 2 holes in the flywheel, and then another bolt comes down, and as you tighten that bolt, it pulls off the flywheel off of this pressed on crankshaft. I'll show you the redneck way. It works real well. What you want to do is put a little tension on the flywheel. And I simply do that by wedging in a crowbar or pry bar. Lightly tap it with a rubber mallet, and it's just putting tension off of the crankshaft into the flywheel. And what I'm going to do then, now you can do this a couple of different ways. You can hit it with a cold chisel, or what I like to do is use the chisel of an air gun, and it simply pops right off. Boom, it's done. lift off your flywheel, and in this case the key is fine, but I'm just showing you that if it was a timing problem, just replace that. 75 cents, and it just sits back in this groove just like that with a new key. Slip your flywheel back over it. Fell out. Another way is line them up, take your key and slide it in there. Just like so, just like so. And your timing is automatically set when the two line up and the key fits in there perfect. Put your basket back on, your bolt back on, tighten it down. Reattach your blower housing. Release your brake. Put your 3 bolts back in that secure your blower housing. Put your plug wire back on. You have just reset the timing on your lawnmower. It's that simple.